What a day. We just wrapped up our live trading session with the LPP team and we had an amazing conversation. We talked a little bit about PLTR. Some members saw PLTR as an overbought reversal. First off, congratulations to every PLTR investor. It not only beat earnings, but it also exceeded expectation when it comes down to up and coming guidance, which has been the biggest concern for a lot of these different companies that have been reporting earnings, where you even have the Magnificent Seven companies exceeding expectation for the earnings report, but with lower guidance, they end up selling off. PLTR, a different story. Wall Street loves it, reacted in a positive way, but there were signs of this overbought reversal. And then right when the markets opened, it looked like that's when the profit taking began. It went from highs of 165 to the lows of 154, losing roughly right around like 5 to 7%. Let me double check, 6.7% to be exact as of right now. PLTR is an incredibly difficult stock to short. So there are experienced traders within our group that know how difficult it can be, so they quickly get in and get out. This is not one that you want to overcomplicate, because when it comes down to shorting, you want direction to be in your favor. And guess what? Direction is not in your favor long-term, as PLTR has been more bullish than bearish. So again, a quick little heads up on that. It doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of those opportunities. It just means that it comes at a greater form of risk, and maybe you need a different experience level. The big company that I want to talk about today, I quickly chatted about it yesterday, I was really interested to learn more about why it was trading the way that it was, and that was PayPal. PayPal today ended up selling off to lows of 20%. Again, does this really surprise me? I mean, a 20% drop, yeah, that does surprise me, but does it surprise me that it's still incredibly bearish? Not really. I mean, from highs of 300 to now the lows of 42, you can see that direction is definitely in favor of the bears. It just sucks for PayPal investors because fundamentally it looks like it's been doing fine. When you look at the actual report itself, PayPal didn't exceed expectation, which is terrible, especially because you could already tell Wall Street doesn't like it, but it also reported lower than expected guidance. So it does expect demand to slow down for 2026. And that's definitely not a good outlook for potential investors and for current investors. So it missed revenue and it missed adjusted earnings per share. But when you look at the fundamentals of PayPal, again, there's huge potential upside based off of fair value analysts. And on top of that, when you look at the overall revenue growth year over year and quarter over quarter, it does look very attractive. But again, the math just ain't mathing. Fundamentally, it looks like it has been doing better revenue-wise, but technically speaking, it's an absolute poop show to, say the least. Consistent lower lows and lower highs, and I think PayPal is a great example of a company that just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's a good buy. The cheap can always get cheaper. And I'm very glad that I talked about it yesterday, because this shows that, yeah, it's one thing to be attracted to a stock, to possibly want to invest in it and just add it to your watch list. And there's a different thing from buying the stock knowing that it's still incredibly bearish and then just hoping that direction goes in your favor. Again, hope is a terrible thing, especially when trying to trade and invest in this market. The only trade that I really took in today's live trading session today with my LPP team was MSTZ. Yesterday, I made a little bit over $11,400, and that's due to the big gap up from the lows of 1550 to the highs of 1860. In today's live trading session, I began to take profits and I fully closed out my trade. I left myself with $3,900 is additionally what I made today. So I'm very happy with it, but my big focus, again, if you didn't watch today's live trading session, I would really encourage you to take some time and watch it. The concepts that we talk about, how patient I stayed, and how I really wanted to emphasize not over trading. Although the NASDAQ market was selling off and direction was in my favor, we saw Bitcoin begin to retrace. There was a support that we were really looking for it to break right when the markets opened, and that was right around 78 to 77.7K. Once it broke that support, we saw that gap down, and that's great. That direction turned in our favor, but it doesn't always have to, and that's why we stayed so cautious. Now the question that we're asking ourselves is, as we get closer to Michael Saylor's average price, can more continuation happen into the downside? Yes, possibly, but the risk becomes too high when you look at the risk to reward ratio. Okay, best case scenario, maybe it can gap up another 5 to 7%. But what's the worst case? Well, what if it drops 5 or 7%? That 1-to-1 ratio just really didn't make sense. So that's why I decided to not add more to my position that pretty much shorted MSTR. Remember, MSTZ is the double leverage inverse ETF of MSTR. So when MSTR is down 3%, MSTZ is up 6%. Again, leverage is great when it's in your favor. It's terrible when direction turns against you. Please, if you are a beginner, stay away from leverage. Do not trade the same things that I'm trading just because solely I'm trading it. If you do not understand the risks that come with trading these speculative assets in the nicest way possible, just please learn how to walk before you run. These are not things that you want to rush into. So again, I hope to see you for our live trading session tomorrow. Whenever it is that you feel like you're ready, especially in this market full of greed and chaos, if you feel like watching me trade live would be better and easier for you to understand all this market has to offer, I would love to invite you to our live trading session. I trade live every day. Members that joined back in 2018 still get to watch me trade live today. And guess what? It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. It's the second link in the description down below. So again, if you're ready to kick off 2026 off on a positive note, second link down below, and I'll see you tomorrow at Market Open for our live trading session. Take care, team.